Toy Story 2 is a really interesting sequel. It was originally going to be straight to video, but then they decided during the middle of production to say, hey, this is going to be a theatrical release. And this was releasing 1 year after A Bug's Life. So production was sped up and John Lasseter had to go off of his family vacation to go work on it. And despite its rushed production, a lot of people really liked it and some consider it better than the first. In this sequel, Woody is taken by a toy shop owner. There he finds out he's a collectible and that he's going to be sold to this Japanese museum. And it's up to Buzz Lightyear and the other toys to go save him. Now, there are a couple of issues with this movie. First of all, if Woody's a collectible and he's from a TV show, wouldn't he know that? Or since it's from the 50s that he's so old that he forgot. And like it says in the Honest trailer for Toy Story, do all toys go through the same existential crisis that Buzz does? I don't know, it seems to be a plot hole. And speaking of plot holes, someone actually told me there was one big one in Inside Out, which I'll point out right now, so I'm gonna put a little spoiler tag in case you haven't seen Inside Out yet. So just mute the video if you haven't seen it and I'll tell you. The plot hole was, if they were using the tubes to send the Triple Dent Gum memory to headquarters, then why couldn't they just use those tubes to send the core memories back? Maybe they were just too absent-minded to think of it. But despite that plot hole, I still really love that movie. And despite this plot hole in Toy Story 2, I still do really like Toy Story 2. It really shows the power of storytelling within a film, to have audiences just overlook it while watching. The same thing with the suspension of disbelief. Like near the end of Toy Story 2 where they're catching up with the plane, there's no way they could have caught up with the plane. But the build up to that finale is so great, you kinda just forget about it. And plus, they're talking and moving toys, which aren't real, so you kinda have your suspension of disbelief right there. Toy Story 2 also had Pixar's first real big emotional moment. Toy Story and A Bug's Life had some smaller moments, but this was a really big one, and that's with Jessie's flashback to her previous owner. Some say the song might be a bit too much, but I think it's fine. I think it's a lot better than in the first movie where Randy Newman is singing over Buzz trying to fly out the window. This song I think is still composed by Randy Newman, but it's sung by a female singer, which thank God, because I don't think I could imagine Randy Newman singing that song. The toys are also put in a lot more dangerous situations in this movie, and that can create some tense and exciting scenes, which I think is part of the fun of putting these characters in those situations, because they're just toys and they can break really easily. I think the scene with them crossing the road is one of the best scenes because of just how many close calls there are. So overall, Toy Story 2, I do really like it, but do I like it better than the first movie? I'm not sure. I feel like I kind of have them on equal ground right now. But tell me what you think. Do you think Toy Story 2 is better than the first one? Tell me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give thanks to my patrons this month. I really appreciate all the support you give me, so thank you. And if you'd like to become a patron, click on the annotation, or the link in the description. And if you want to view more Pixar videos, click on the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. Campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to